Hey Nick, how you doing, man?
Good, Michael. How are you?
I am pretty good. Thanks for asking. You guys have had a fair amount of success uh, playing zone against Boston, and I'm wondering what do you think is working, why it's working, and why would you not play it 40 minutes a game?
Well, I think with a lot of times when you're using zone, Michael, it's just to disrupt rhythm, right? Just to change the flow of what's happening. Um, and it's like you said, it's been pretty good at doing that for us. Um, and it's hard to play off of misses, right? It's hard to get back to a zone if you usually can only do that off makes or stoppage of play, which probably doesn't allow you to play it that many minutes, 40 minutes a night. You can, just probably not that used to doing it off misses.
And have you had more success with one of the zones versus the other, 2-on-2 versus 2-3? Is it, or the triangle, like, or do you just kind of mix them possession by possession or based on personnel?
Yeah, we're just mixing them, Michael. I think the success of them has been about equal, right? I think it's been pretty equal.
Yeah, it's fine, bro. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nick. Have a good game.
Yep. Thanks, Michael.
Next question goes to Josh Lewinberg from TSN.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good, Josh. How are you?
Good, thanks. You mentioned yesterday that you get the sense there's a wild card coming off the bench at some point that's going to make an impact on this series. When you settle on an 8 guy to try in the first half of a game tonight or any given game, how much of that is sort of the plan going in, who you've thought can make an impact that night? How much of it is game script and sort of going with it on the fly?
I mean, at this point, it becomes a little bit more less on the fly. I said that poorly, didn't I? It becomes a little bit more or less on the fly. Yeah, we have a better idea. Let me try that again, Josh. We got a better idea going in what we're going to do now because we've tested a few things.
Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome. Went very good, Josh. Sorry about that, man.
Bad question.
No, it was a good question.
Next question is going to go to Brian Mahoney from the Associated Press.
Oh, wow.
I think that's you. I can barely hear Rovin, but I think that's you, Brian.
Yeah. I know in the playoffs it's supposed to be whatever happens in the previous game, you just move on and good or bad, whatever. But when there's a game like the other night that's that, exhilarating or whatever it is, you have trouble going to sleep afterward or the next day you're like, I'm not ready to get back to it. I'm tired, or is it easy as it's supposed to be?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out a little bit. I thought, we hit a big shot to beat Philly in Game 7 last year. We had to get on a plane the next day and go to Milwaukee. And I was really, really worried that we were gonna be really flat in Game 1, and we did. We played amazing in Game 1. We were really, 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 at least 2 really unlucky not to win that first game in Milwaukee. Right? We really outplayed them, and so we came off of that jubilation and really momentous, series clincher and stuff, pretty good. So I'm hoping we can do the same. It seemed like a really good win to me. It didn't seem like a whole huge, super huge, different type of win really to me, and I think most of the guys at this stage. We had to win. It's 2-1. Long way to go.
Next question is going to go to Tim Bontemps from ESPN.
Tim who?
Hopefully I'm louder than Rovin, Nick. I'm not sure. Mike Malone had some pretty interesting comments yesterday about the lack of family members in the bubble for coaches and team personnel. I was just curious what your thoughts were on that.
Well, I guess I got several thoughts on that, Tim. He's got a point, right? I think he's definitely got a point. Myself personally, it's not that upsetting to me. I wouldn't have probably brought my family. I just didn't even though it looks like it's a really good setup for the families and kids, as I roam around a little bit and actually talk to some of them and say they're having a good week, I didn't feel it'd be a great place to bring my family and kids. So it never really entered my mind or bothered me either way. And there's also staff people, we have tons of staff here that aren't allowed to bring their families or a significant other as well. So it's more than just the coaches that are affected.
And as a game question, it seemed like you guys started to figure some stuff out as game 3 went along. And kind of a progressive thing, game to game. Does that kind of stuff carry over as the series goes along?
Well, I hope so, Tim. You're supposed to kind of figure things out as you play a team over and over, right? I think just naturally that happens in a series. But I think more importantly, Tim, we're just playing better, right? I still think we've, when you come out of a game and say, man, we played good, you go up and down the line and everybody contributes and everybody plays at least average, if not above average, or really well or whatever. And we just haven't had a ton of that yet, where we've come out of a game and said, man, he was good, he was good, he was good, he was good, all the way down the line. But we're getting there. Hopefully it feels like we're getting there, and hopefully we'll just play better,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tim.
Next, we're going to Blake Murphy from The Athletic.
Hey, Coach. You'd mentioned earlier in the bubble about the extra workload your assistants are taking on because there are fewer bodies there. I'm just wondering if you're noticing that more and more as you go and guys aren't playing, so they need to get their development time, and you guys have to get your scout team ready for practices and stuff. Is that more noticeable as you go here?
I don't think so, Blake. I think a couple things. I think one is, our main guys are rarely going on the floor in between games. So there's a good chunk of guys that don't need much as far as on the floor coaching. They're all just in rest mode. The rest of the guys are working extremely hard to continue their player development. I think our coaches have gotten a rhythm in it. And one of the things I will say is our coaches have had a tremendous attitude. Like I continually hear them say things that this setting for coaching is amazing. It's perfect. You're in your room and 5 minutes later you're on the court with your players and you're working out and the time is great used. The facilities are awesome. There's weight rooms. So they're really expressing a positive attitude about it. So I would say that they're in really good shape.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thank you, Blake.
Final question is going to go to Ryan Wallstaff from the Toronto Sun.
Hey, Nick, this is a bit off topic, but I'm just curious about your thoughts on the Heat taking a 3-0 lead on the Bucks and whether it kind of speaks to, you always hear about how deep the West is and the good teams are in the West. You think maybe the East, the quality of the teams at the top of the East gets a little underrated at times?
Probably, Ryan. I certainly know that how good. We certainly feel that there's a lot of really good teams at the top of the East. And I really try hard not to listen to everybody underrating the East all the time. But yeah, all I can say is congratulations to Miami. They're playing great. They've been playing great, and I thought they really dug in when they needed to in the guts of that game last night. Right? It was Milwaukee was giving them everything they could to get that thing to 2-1, and Miami just took it up another level to finish it. So they look great.